So this silver guy right here is that Bassman in a box I made. It's basically just the classic Fender Bassman circuit using FETs instead of tubes. So kind of use it like a little amp in a box. Just going to do a little demo. Someone asked me to show what it sounds like as it is without running a bunch of crap into it like I did last time. So I'm just going to turn the knobbies and kind of walk you through what it does. It's volume, bass, mid, treble, and then it's like a high pass, low pass on the switch. So here's some clean tone, playing a Gretsch. Chet Atkins with some kick-ass Ultratrons, really cool guitar. So it's got a really powerful EQ, healthy amount of boost on tap. It does not break up on its own. That's why last time I was just running a bunch of dirt into it, just because I think it's really cool to have like a post EQ, like running something into an amp. So boatload of bass on tap, which is really nice. Put it back to the lower setting. So called the Bassman, so it's cool. It's got lots of bass. Neck. Break that treble down a notch. So you can cut the bass out, make it nice and crispy and shiny. So if you need to fatten up single notes, I mean, that was only at a third of the way up. So kick it back just to kind of like the higher settings. Get you more than normal range, I would say. The mids knob here, I'll cut it all the way out, so you can get a really nice scoop sound. Because that wasn't even on the super bassy set. Roll a little more of the bass out because it's a little ballsy. So it's pretty cool scooped. Here's about a third of the way up. Here's the mids halfway up. Reference, here's the dry signal. And the boost. So, a little heavy above unity there. So, here's the mids, boosting it a lot. So, for like standing out in a solo or something, you're like. So without it. So nice and thick. Back to the bridge. Mids all the way up. will say about a lot of the amp in the boxes, I personally think they sound a lot better into tube amps. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people say everything sounds better into tube amps, but because they're so kind of glassy and really in your face, because FETs are just really intense, they just really mesh well into something that's really tubey. It's almost like it just kind of gets a really sparkly. So this was one of the amp in the boxes I saw on a DIY site, Tagboard Effects. I always find really cool crap on there. If someone put together this one, and I think it was I'm trying to remember who. Crap. There was someone that put it up there, and it was just like late one night I put it together, and I was really surprised at how low parts count this is and how really powerful just a classic type circuit sounds and translates into FETs. So with the boosts and stuff like that, like as far as the mids, I have a Dumbleade clone I put together with some mods on it. I really think it's awesome to be able to have a mids boost with another dirt pedal. So without it, it's just really cool that's why last time I was playing so much with overdrives and stuff, like it's great to have something that really can just boost certain frequencies, like in just the right ones. The treble content is just really jangly, so and you make it dark. Halfway up. O'clock. This is on the neck. Here's it all the way up. So it's really nice and sparkly. Here's the bridge with the treble up. Crispy, kick some more bass into it. Awesome angelic Fender type tones. There's a little bit of a mids cut, treble boost, and even when the bass is not halfway up, it's boosting it. So it's a really nice sound. Awesome for corded stuff. You can just a lot of sparkle and tasty stuff. And I should have mentioned before, all my demos I usually use similar stuff on purpose, so that way you can kind of gauge what they sound like A and B. And I always use a bone dry type amp. That's why I always end up using my Fender Weber hand wired super reverb I use. Just because it's bone dry, it doesn't have a dirt channel or something like that. So I call it cheating. Like when you're like I see some really kick-ass demos. Like I love Gear Man Dude and some of these guys. They make some just amazing demos, great players. But when you play into like a Dr. Z Maz, it already has like kind of a broken up, really good sound. So I can't really tell you. I mean, like you could run anything into it, and it's gonna probably sound good in my opinion. So I kind of try and use. I mean, it's not that I don't have cooler amps that are awesome high gain sounds. Got piles of amps all over the place. I mean, I have friends' houses and practice spaces. I've got tons of cool amps, but I try and always use the bone dry one just so you can kind of get an idea of what they really sound like, in my opinion. Because if you run them into something else that is dirtier, it's just going to sound even better. So I try and not cheat. I do use good guitars. I usually use my Les Paul I really like, and sometimes I use my American Strat, or today I'm using my Gretsch. So like the guitars sound good. I figure most people, if they're buying nice pedals, they probably already have at least one cool guitar. So I don't cheat too much, but I am using something that at least sounds decent, got good tone woods. But for this pedal in particular, this is just one of those little prototyping boxes. I had a whole bunch of these things left. When I first started building stuff, I didn't know what I was buying. So these ones are, they're a little chunky, and they're kind of like Back to the Future-y looking. I can build this same pedal in a much smaller box, but when I build stuff for the first time, a lot of time I just use these because I have a whole bunch of them. So I think I got it at my reverb store for super cheap for the same reason. It's like, if you're losing some pedal space, I don't want you to have to spend a fortune on it. But this is a pretty cool circuit. If you're a DIYer, just hit me up. I can send you a link for the layout of it, or at least a schematic if you want to switch it to, you know, a different format. I like VeroBoard a lot myself, but I know other people like to do the etching and stuff like that, so I could definitely attest for this one's a cool one. But if you're just a player and you're looking for cool stuff, and you're looking for an amp in a box, like, this is a pretty cool one. Really powerful. Switch the EQ over. It's, you know, like the Bassman, it's got the low input, low frequencies. So it's really nice. It takes a lot of those highs off it. And it does work on bass too. Let me hook up a bass really quick just to show you. I definitely think there are probably some cooler bass preamp pedals out there that I could definitely build. That I like a little more, but for how cheap I got this thing, and if you're looking to save some money and try out something new, this one works on bass too. So here. So here you go. So it's got some good low end content. And switch to the highs. So the frequencies that are picked for the EQ on this work a lot better on guitar. But it still works, you know, if you're trying to just attenuate a little bit out or add some in. Scoop it a little bit. So this, take it down a little peg here. So the scoop sound is always cool for slapping. So a little more bass on it. It's been a little while, but there's more bits back in it. Switch my guitar to parallel so it's a little more bassy. So definitely think this one sounds better on guitar, but you know, something else for as cheap as it is. If you want something to play with, it's not that bad. But if you're looking for a bass preamp, hit me up. I can make some way cooler ones. I can make the onboard electronics in a box, like, you know, if you're looking for like the Stingray sound, or you know, I have a whole bunch of schematics for pretty much all of the guitars that exist out there. The internet makes it pretty easy, and I've owned so many of them, and I've retraced them myself. So if you got a passive bass and you're trying to make it active and you just want to have it in a box, I can do that. Or if you're trying to track down, you know, the orange sound, or you know, the dumble sound, or high watt, or whatever, just hit me up. I can make tons of these amp in a box things. Getting a lot busier, so the wait time's getting a little bit longer, seems week by week, but I'm not that far out, so hit me up, man.